to another Star Wars Rebels episode review. My thoughts on this episode of Star Wars Rebels titled Visions and Voices. And so far, since I started this binge, the show's 2 for 2. At least since I took a little break of watching. This episode, seeing Maul back, seeing so many ties to Star Wars lore and Star Wars The Clone Wars. I loved so much of this episode. There's a couple of things I didn't necessarily love, like all the possession stuff with the Night Sisters. Other than that, I thought this was a great episode. Seeing more of Sam Witwer's Darth Maul. Finding out more of Obi-Wan Kenobi's ties to the story. And this show is slowly starting to build up to set up episode 4. Much kind of like what the movie Rogue One just did. And especially with the next episode I'm going to be watching being The Ghost of Geonosis. And I believe Saw Gerrera is going to be a huge part of that. This is starting to really ramp that up, and I really enjoyed this episode because it's one of the things I love about the show is sometimes how much it ties in the universe together, and that was one of the reasons why I loved Rogue One, because again it ties everything together, whether it is the animation or the live action or the books or whatever. Like the show does, the way it melded all these things together so beautifully and so cohesively that it doesn't feel like Darth Maul. I was worried he was gonna feel out of place in Star Wars Rebels because I feel like his story was kind of done and over with a long time ago with Clone Wars when they brought him back initially. But it's just he does fit very well into this world, and I doubt he's gonna last the entire show because he has to be gone at some point. He has to be killed or whatever. Whether it is with that the season 3.5 trailer or whatever, or the mid-season trailer like from a few weeks ago, like we see him kind of going to confront Obi-Wan Kenobi in that. So you're really starting to wonder, how is this really going to end? Is Obi-Wan going to kill him? What's going to happen there? And are Ezra and Kanan going to finally meet Obi-Wan face-to-face? And that's where, Kanan gets a little tricky because because Obi-Wan in Episode 4 says, Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a name I've not heard in a long time, when he says that, because he can't be called Obi-Wan. He can be called Kenobi. That's fine. You can still kind of twist canon with, he technically wasn't called Obi-Wan. But I don't want things to get too convoluted, but at the same time, I am excited to see what they're going to do with the Obi-Wan storyline moving forward. And this episode, seeing more of Ezra, I think the last couple of episodes, because ever since that whole, Hondo episode, I really had a problem with Ezra's characterization, but these last couple of episodes have really begun to show Ezra really is, other than being with Hondo or whatever, ever since the season premiere when they're dealing with Maul and, the two holocrons and mixing them together and all that, Ezra's really starting to, in these 2 episodes to me, this one and then Inside Man, Ezra is starting to become more mature. He is starting to realize he is being played by these people. He's starting to be played by Maul, and he doesn't trust Maul. Which I still understand, why he was able to trust Han over Maul. Anyways, that aside, I did like how he didn't completely trust Maul, and he knew Maul was going to do something. Maul really just needed Ezra, just for his own benefit, more so than, yes, Ezra was having those visions, of Maul, and he wants to know more about the whole the holocron thing that was what he was trying to tell him, which led to us finding out that it was Obi-Wan, and he's kind of the key to destroying the Sith. It's funny because I watch a lot of the Collider shows, Collider Video. And one of their shows, Jedi Council, which I watch every week. When they were talking about this episode, they're talking about this was the episode that, at least for Christian Harloff, he went on to say he thinks that because of this episode, that's more pointing in the direction that Obi-Wan is somehow related to Rey from The Force Awakens, and less so Luke Skywalker. And I still think Luke is somehow related to Rey, because you can't have such a setup like that and have her not be it's anyone, So, but I still have a problem. Yes, I know there was Obi-Wan and Satine, somewhat of a relationship in the Clone Wars. I did like seeing that, the painting of Satine on the wall from the Clone Wars, again showing more of the history of the Star Wars universe. And tying things together. And of course, this is Dave Filoni's show, and that was Dave Filoni's show, so of course he wants to throw Easter eggs for his fans. But I still don't know how they're gonna work Rey's parentage. I know this is Star Wars Rebels, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. But I do find it interesting just what in general what they're gonna do with this episode. And this episode introduced the Darksaber, which I know was one of the things in one of the more recent episodes that I haven't watched yet. How that is that like a Sith artifact or what it is? Because I know enough of Star Wars lore. I still don't know exactly what certain things are. Like, I don't know what ties the Darksaber has to the Star Wars universe in general. So it'll be cool to find out in the next couple of episodes what's gonna go on with that. I did again the possession stuff with the Night Sisters. I mean, it's cool seeing them tie back to with Maul's family and all that stuff, and seeing them go back to Dathomir, and that stuff was cool. But the possession stuff, I just feel like I've seen possession stuff way too many times, so it wasn't like the most compelling storytelling. But I mean, it didn't completely bother me. It was just like it didn't really wow me. But overall, I thought this was a great episode. Ezra's characterization was handled great. It really just seeing so much of the lore in this episode. All the different things touched on, whether it is Satine or finding out Obi-Wan's connection to all of this, the Darksaber, all of that stuff going on. I thought it was a really well done episode for this what would have been the mid-season finale, right before Rogue One came out. And yeah, overall, I think that's gonna be it. This episode was great. I'm really looking forward to the next couple of episodes, which is the 2-part of the Ghost of the Geonosis, which is gonna reintroduce Saw Gerrera into this world, post Rogue One. So I'm really excited to see that. And yeah, so what did you guys think of this episode? Sound your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as I continue my Star Wars Rebels binge for today. Hopefully I can catch up today. I mean, I still have a while before I have to leave for work. I have like another 3 hours, so hopefully I can get enough in there. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, have a good one.